Hey, today we're taking a look at Dr. Wu's giant axe, aka Broadside. We're going to check out all three modes and then go through the transformation, okay?
Alrighty, so we'll start him off in his cruiser mode, his battleship mode, and this is pretty nice, man. Of the three modes, I think this is the second best. The jet mode, of course, traditionally is the worst one, and it still holds true, and you can see some of that over here, and you can see the robot face. I think the robot face is, or excuse me, the robot mode is very, very nice, and again, it just feels so much like Broadside. You know, it's that same recipe that you know and love, just kind of with the modern take from the likes of Dr. Wu, and they've done a great job. They've done a really, really good job. The way this transforms, the way the arms fold up, and these panels and stuff like that, it is a pretty enjoyable transformation. These bits you can remove, and they're going to become the missiles for the jet, but that's kind of where they're at right now. But yeah, all in all, the transformation is pretty fun. And when you look at this up top, it's pretty convincing. It also comes with a couple of jets, a fleet actually. And I think these are the aerial bots because this, I believe, is Silverbolt, and the rest over here, they do look like the aerial bots, right? But this belongs to a friend, so I'm not going to remove them from the sprues. I'll let him do that. But yeah, there's all these little places where they can kind of dock, and I think that is just very, very, very nice. And so yeah, that is mode number 1, and I will show you mode number 2, my favorite, jet mode. No, I'm just kidding. But I'll show you, yeah, jet mode right now. Hey, really quick with the commercial break from our sponsor, TF Safari, tfsafari.com. Check them out for all of your mecha needs from first, second, third, fourth party. They also do upgrades as well. You're not going to find a lot of sites that cater to different tastes and needs. tfsafari.com, and if you do go there, utilize the codes that you see on the top right corner of the screen and save yourself a little bit of change, man. They are a very reliable vendor. They are out of China. They ship to you in about 2 weeks, super sturdy boxes, and yeah, tfsafari.com. Can't say enough nice things about them, and so thank you so much, TF Safari, for sponsoring this video. All right, and here he is in his jet mode, and historically, this has always been his weakest mode, and it still holds true for the Dr. Wu version. Hey, I'll give it up, though. They provide a little landing gears and stuff like that that actually do retract, and so shout-outs to them for doing that. And yeah, man, it is deliciously Broadside in his plain jet mode. Not convincing anyone. You know, I wish they would do a Neo take where perhaps they would flip this over so that the wings could be placed higher up. Because this, with the wings being on the bottom, it's just not really convincing, you know? And so if they were to redo this, maybe perhaps have this spin so that the nose cone could still be up here and just the wings would be up top, I think that would just be much more convincing. I mean, look at that right there. Already looks better, you know what I mean? But yeah, nice colors though. Very, very vibrant. Engineering for the most part in terms of getting this to this mode from the robot and also the ship mode is not that bad. Yeah, but anyway, that is his plane mode. Now let me show you bot mode. All right, and here we have him in his robot mode, and by far, I believe this is the most superior, the best mode of the three, and he is sublime. He looks so good. Look at the vibrant, vibrant paint. I know I kind of pointed this out already, but it just looks so good in robot mode, you know, because there's just so much like gray, and I just love the contrast over here. And on top of the red, just they've done a great job of making the white, yellow, and blue stand out. One second. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, they've done a great job of making the paint stand out, meaning they either put a primer or put several coats on it or something, but just really, really stupendous job. The legs, everything feels good. There's no ratchets or anything like that, and there's only single bend, but you do get a pivot on the ankle, and yeah, it's pretty nice for what it's worth, especially for its size. The worst thing about this is that this just kind of sits a little bit loose. I have not tried swapping them, but I will now. And okay, that's a little bit snug. I wonder if it's a problem with the hand or the accessory. Oh, okay, you know what? Like this, it's a little bit better. They're not as loose. Everything's a little bit more form-fitting, but yeah. He is actually called Giant Axe, and that's a better name than I thought, because I was thinking like Broadside, maybe they call him Side Broad, and I was like, you know what, maybe that's not a great name. I was like, maybe that's not a great name after all. But on the back, he has those same little torpedo missiles things from the side of the warship and also the jet, and they just plug in nicely on the ports. I love the fact that they're recycling and using all of the available ports. The arms, they have double jointed elbows, and but I was gonna say there's just a lot of things that I like about this. there are very few things done extraneously, like the flaps that open on the arms to hide the fists. You'll see it when I do go through the transformation. Like, they're used for the transformation as well, and not just to hide the fist. And I think that's very, very fun. You can see he has the little gladiator flaps all around, and so that's pretty cool. You can see his ball bearings, and no, he's tight. He's tight. He's really, really nice. He has very sophisticated heels, actually, because they play a part in the engineering. But yeah, they lay flat and stuff, and it looks really, really good. Kind of has like an Inferno vibe right now, because, you know, Inferno got those little wing things on the side of his face, and then the red legs and stuff like that, and the stark red. What I also really like is this bit. This, you'll see in the transformation, is just really, really form-fitting and satisfying. And when it comes out, it will play a part on the undercarriage of the jet, yeah, and also the battleship. But just really, really nice. Great head sculpt. Really nice stark blue against the gray. The paint is just actually just really, really phenomenal. No overspray, done very, very tightly, and I'm very pleased with this figure. I really, really am. And there's like 3 versions, I think. A toy version, a toon version, and some alternate color or something like that. But it makes me want to get my own copy, and so perhaps, you know, I'll beg TF Safari for one more copy, and kind of go from there. You can also see that they even give him ab crunch for what it's worth, and like, how neat is that, right? And swivels, and just really, it's like these days the bar is set so hard, set so high in terms of like articulation. Like, everyone's kind of following a set path, and I'm totally down with that. Yeah, we as a fandom asked for all of this stuff, and they responded, and including Hasbro as well. So very, very, very stoked. This is a great figure, man. It has a lot of play potential, and the play patterns are really fun. The transformation is really fun. You saw the modes just a second ago. All of that stuff is just really, really fun. And so now we are going to walk through the transformation from bot to battleship, and then to jet. And yeah, you can tell me in the comments which one you like most. I think you're going to pick the same one as me, but who knows? Who knows? All right. So let's go through the transformation, Mason. All right, cool. Yeah, I posed him up all cool because I took some pictures and stuff, and I was like, hey, you know what? I just want to show you how cool he looks. But we will remove the accessories, and then we'll start transforming him, Gregory. I was going to say this hand sometimes gets a little bit stuck inside this cavity, and so just be mindful of that. And also, he has several areas where this opens up as part of the transformation, but you just have to make sure that you open up the right one. And it's not this one at the moment. It is this top one. As you can see, it's already kind of like stuck, but you have to open this up. There it goes. Yeah, I don't know what's getting it caught up in there, but oh yeah, I forgot to also mention that he has pinned fingers, and so yeah, you can actually open them, and they can be kind of like expressive, like that, dude. I shouldn't have had that cup of coffee. As you can hear me like like tripping over my words. And this one actually transforms differently. And this is what I'm talking about in terms of the economy of transformation. It's nothing is like superfluous, meaning that this is going to be used eventually as part of the transformation, and therefore they use that same hinge and joint to hide the fists. And I think that's just great. Yeah, I think that's just great. So over here, for this mode, you're going to pull down the heels. And the reason why you're doing that is to provide support for the hull of the ship, and also, so it can tab in as well. And so after you do that, you're going to bring this part up. And now we're going to collapse the legs. And this part's really fun. I don't know why it's so fun, but I think it's because the contour and the way they've made this kind of like hug the leg, it's just very, very satisfying, and like that just looks really, really nice. And this just feels good, dude. Just feels really good. You know, I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw the Dr. Wu stuff, some of their earlier stuff, I kind of wasn't on board. And by the way, this stuff all tabs in and slots in with a button and post. And so I'm digging that a lot, dude. Nothing just kind of like freely floats in the wind. And no, that's dope. And you can see all of this stuff is going to correspond to these areas over here. These bits down over here, these bits over here, and these posts over here. And so, yeah, everything just tabs in very, very nicely. And then we can kind of bring these areas up. I don't know if you need to open these. You know, I'm just going to keep them closed. But yeah, like I was saying, Dr. Wu stuff, I'm just gonna be honest, dude, I wasn't on board. And but as of late, I think they've been improving their engineering, and also they're just kind of like design overall on the toys. And yeah, man, I've really been enjoying what I've been seeing out of their camp. And by the way, the instructions are really small, and I wish they're a little bit larger because my old ass eyes, dude, they're not what they used to be, and it's hard for me to see. But I was able to manage, and they do kind of they do kind of abbreviate some areas, and so you do have to kind of power through it. But yeah, so you're gonna open this part up, and now you're kind of like, oh wait, there's some asymmetry here, and you would be correct. And so what's gonna happen with this one is you're gonna open this bit up, but you're gonna kind of swing that sideways, and as you do that, you are going to bring this up, and this will open up. And now this will allow you to swing this back through. And you don't want to mess up the sculpt because all of this will tab in together. But you just need to slip this under here. And I'm having a hard time doing that. Okay, there we go. There we go. And then you can get the arms to just kind of plug into that center section. And then from here, there's a double hinge so you can push this down until it's flush. Same thing with this. And then you can bring up the little tower like so. And if you've done everything right, everything will sit flush. And if you've done everything wrong, then, oh well, dude, pray to God. I don't know, man. I'm just it's the caffeine, dude. It got me. It got me. Then you plug in the little missiles over here so they become the torpedoes. I was going to say the submarines, not that. The torpedoes, kind of. I don't know if torpedoes are held over here, but that's what they say. And they do have this, and I'm wondering if it actually stores. Does it store here? Maybe it does. Nah, maybe it doesn't. But I don't know. They don't really mention it in the instructions, and if they did, I probably glossed over it too quickly. So, but they do mention the missiles, the torpedoes. I was going to call them submarines again. The caffeine got me. And that's it. And yeah, and we were looking at this earlier, right? And it's super duper clean, man. I love this. Great design, easy to transform, fun and intuitive, great sculpt, little areas for the aerial bots to dock, and overall, I think it's very nice. Imagine the size of this guy. He would surely be a Titan class in terms of how small the Autobots would be in comparison, right? And I don't mind the little wings up here too much. It's not too hateful, especially with the understanding that this guy is a triple changer. And so, yeah, now that you have seen the transformation for this, let us progress into his plane mode. My favorite. Alrighty, let's convert him into the jet mode. I will remove these bits, and I hope I remember how to transform him. But I do remember this gets dislodged, and you do have to kind of remove this. And you have to kind of like put it back actually the way it was. And so, okay, cool. We got that out. We're going to bring that down, and we are going to bring these out again. I will say there's one area, the head, after you deploy the cockpit of the jet, I did have some difficulty getting it removed. And again, I think it's just kind of like, I don't know if it's too tight or something getting caught, but yeah, I had some difficulty similar to the way I had some difficulty earlier. What is it with the fist? And so we're going to pop this out. And once you do that, you can see the nose cone in here, right? And you can use that little tab to flip out the nose. And this whole thing is going to come out actually. And then you deploy this, and then you're going to tab that in there. And an interesting thing is the head can actually depress, and it dislodges the head actually from the neck joint. And so now it's like fully hidden in there. And I think that's pretty cool. The arms are going to hide inside here, but you do have to make it so that, let me see. Yeah, that goes in, and this has to come out like that. So I guess the ribs have to come out like this, and it will only work in a very, very specific way. And so again, that, huh? Oh, okay, yeah. I was like, it only works in a specific way. And I was like, wait a minute, are there more ways to do it? Yeah, and then make sure that it is pressed all the way down and revealing these tabs, which will then allow you to tab them into that. And then actually, maybe you do that first. Okay, cool. Now that is the nose cone. Not that great, but it is what it is. This back part, you will untab and swing out as far as it will go, while remaining keeping the rest of it tabbed in. Straighten out the head. We'll deploy the landing gears later on. The ankles, or excuse me, the heels. What you're going to do with this is bring these up for a second, and then you're going to fold these in to produce these vent type things. And I think that's cool, man. I mean, they could have just left it as is, but I think trying to pretend and create this thruster motif back here is a very nice little touch, and I can appreciate that. And then from here, you'll bring this up, then bring these down. Same thing here, bring it up, bring these down, and pretty much that's it. And we're just plugging in the wingtips, the missiles on the wingtips rather. And again, it would look better if it was like this. Way more convincing. Just somebody do a new take on Broadside. He's waiting for it. But you know, seeing what they've done over here, I can imagine Legacy, or not Legacy, Age of the Primes now, or just Hasbro in general, recreating something like this. I mean, it's not. I mean, this is how the original one more or less kind of transformed, and it's a modern take on that. And oh yeah, the landing gears that we can deploy. Again, just nice little touches. You know what I mean? I can really appreciate that. And there we have them, folks. You know, critiques. I wish this could kind of be moved forward. I don't think there is a way to do so. Yeah, because that is just on a hinge. If this could like somehow spin around so that this is up here, it's a little too boxy for me. But again, this is me. If I'm judging this as Broadside, this is Broadside. But if somebody were to do a Neo take, yeah, just making this look a little bit more streamlined, flipping this over, or changing this actually from a jet fighter into something more akin to Octane, like a jumbo jet, and the wings would kind of reflect that. That might be cool. That might be cool too. But yeah, man, that has been Mr. Giant Axe. This has been Giant Axe in all of his 3 modes, and my favorite is the bot mode. But what about y'all? Which mode do you like? And yeah, once again, thank you so much for watching and your precious, generous donation of time, and I will talk to y'all very soon. Boop, boop.